Okay, so good afternoon, guys. So you're going to see the major cups, major coffee or major specialty coffee cups. Okay, so here, no, okay, not specialty. Let's just say coffee cups. Coffee cups. So these coffee cups I'm going to give you, they are the commonly served in coffee shops, okay? Wherever you may find when they're having other different coffee cups from these major coffee cups, you understand? So these are the common ones, you understand? So, as usual, I will start with what we call espresso. With what we call? Espresso. Espresso. So, espresso can either be served double shot or single shot. You understand? It can either be served double or single. You understand? And this espresso drink, it is served in a 4-ounce cup. In a 4-ounce cup. You understand? So, ounce is the capacity we use to measure cups. Oh, you understand? It is the unit we use to measure the capacity of a cup. Sorry, okay? The unit we use to measure the capacity of the cup. So the 4-ounce cup, you are talking about a cup of this size. You understand? This is what we call a 4-ounce cup, okay? Even this one is a 4-ounce cup. You understand? So what's a double shot and what's a single shot? You understand? A double shot is a full extraction yield. A full extraction yield. Meaning, if at all I get 18 grams and my yield is 36 milliliters, so this is my double shot. You understand? But if I split this by 2, yeah, then I get 18 milliliters and 18 milliliters. So this is a single shot and this is a single shot. So how do we do it in the machine? So if at all I get a customer and they want a single shot, I will split. You understand? If it is a double shot, I'll put only 1 cup. So if I split, meaning here I'll get 18 and here I'll get 18. Are we on the same page? Is espresso well explained? Okay, so there's what we call espresso on rock. Espresso on rocks. So espresso on rocks, it is a cold espresso. A cold espresso. So for this one, we are getting a glass, or we're getting a shaker. You know shaker? Pass me a shaker. Okay, we get a shaker. This is a shaker. Okay, so in this shaker, we put our double shot or single shot of espresso as per the customer's preference, what the customer wants. Okay, so we get a single or double, we put it here, then we put ice, only ice, 60 grams. You understand? 60 grams of ice, then we shake. You understand? We do what? We shake. Okay, so I want you to send a message to the group and tell them, whoever wants master, talk to me. That's it. Remember, whoever wants master. It's called a shaker. Yeah, this is called a shaker. Okay. It is called a shaker. Whoever wants master, talk to me. Don't use his phone, use mine. Okay, so you put your double shot of espresso in the shaker. Okay, yeah, double shot, then 60 grams ice. You shake it very well. Okay, then you put in the glass and serve. You understand? It is what we call espresso on rocks. Sometimes the customer may need it when it is not shaken. You understand? When it is not shaken. So for that case, you get your glass, you put your 60 grams ice, then you pour espresso on top. Do you understand? Okay. So that is espresso. Is there any question about espresso? No. Okay. So espresso is well explained and everyone is in position of making espresso. We are not going to do it practically. We have been doing it every day. You understand? Okay, so next cup is Americano. Americano. Okay, so Americano, it is a double shot of espresso. It is a double shot of espresso with water. Okay, so if at all Americano is hot, we are using hot water. If at all is cold, we are using either cold water or room temperature. You understand? So if at all it is hot Americano, we shall get our double shot of espresso. Okay, double shot of espresso plus hot water. So we are serving it in a 8-ounce cup. In a 8-ounce cup. Okay, so we are serving Americano double shot with hot water in a 8-ounce cup. You understand? So these are the serving procedures of Americano hot, and this is how it is made. Okay, so I'll make it faster, then we see. Okay, so here you first make your espresso. Okay, so I distribute it well, then I tamp it. Okay, so you have to first make sure that the cup is hot. Yeah. Okay. So a double shot of espresso with hot water, Americano. Okay, so this is my double shot of espresso, as you can see it. Yeah. Okay, so then I come here and I put my hot water. So this is hot Americano. You understand? It is what we call a hot Americano. Okay, put it there. Hot Americano. You understand? So everyone is in position to make a hot Americano here, not so? Okay. So, enda kumulyango so kabuzani aliyo then. Oh yeah, my God. Okay. So okay, so that's a hot Americano, you understand? So if at all you need to make a cold one, you get your double shot of espresso. Okay, double shot of espresso, then you put it in a glass. Pass me a glass. A glass of a glass of 12 ounce. Okay, so you get your double shot. Okay, bring that one. So you get your double shot of espresso. You put it here. Okay, so after you put it here, you put your ice, 60 grams. Then you pour water up to here. You understand? First espresso, ice, then water. You understand? Because we are diluting espresso. You understand? Okay. Yeah, Americano is simply dilution of espresso. I will not make the cold ones. Yeah.
Water which are having room temperature.
I said you can use cold one or room temperature, anything you want.
Okay.
You understand? Eh? Let's take it there.
Let's take it. How many grams of ice you got?
I said 60 grams. As per the standard, we are using 60 grams on every hot or cold drink. You understand? Cold drink, we are using 60 grams. If you find someone using higher than 60, he's not wrong, but it is his standard. But our standard here, we are using 60 grams on every cold drink. Thank you so much. So, is there any question about Americano? Whoever you can find customers, they're asking for Americano with milk. You understand? Americano with milk. So for that case, you get that Americano as we made it, then you pour less milk on top. Less milk on top.
The one for the room temperature?
Any. Yeah. Just pour, because you're keeping milk in the chiller always. You understand? So you just open your milk, then you pour less milk on it. Less milk on it.
Just you pour.
Yeah.
In one place or?
You pour less milk on it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's Americano. Okay. So another cup is what we call a long black. Long black. Okay. So Americano is simply a derivation of espresso, but Americano, but long black is pour over of espresso on hot or cold water. You understand? So long black can either be hot or cold as well. But in this case, we are doing our espresso double shot, okay? And we pour it on hot or cold water. You understand? So if at all they want a hot one, meaning we shall get our double shot of espresso, okay? Double shot of espresso, then with water still, okay? But the procedures of making, they differ from that of Americano. You understand? Because for Americano, you saw we first made our espresso, then we poured water, then we diluted. You understand? But this one we just pour over espresso. How is it made? So here I'll get my 8-ounce cup, okay? Then I'll put my hot water. Up to there, okay? Then I extract my coffee. So this water is already cold, so I'll put more. Okay, so I put my scale, then put my water. Okay, I tear. Okay, then I start my time, start my machine. You understand? So water first, espresso on top. You understand? Okay, so I remove my scale, remove my cup of long black. Okay, so for the long black, they are looking for this cream. You understand? Is it visible in the camera?
Yes.
Is it visible? Okay, so they are looking for this cream. You understand? And also the strength, it will be more than of that of Americano. You understand? Because the other one is diluted and this one is pour over. You understand? So this one will be more strong. Okay, so this is what we call a long black. So you now know the difference and you know the procedures of making it.
Yeah.
You understand? The other one first made our espresso and we diluted with water. This one first got our water in the cup, then we dilute, we pour the espresso on top. You understand? So they have a difference. Thank you so much, my boss. Okay, long black. So guys, don't forget, immediately you finish doing your order, you clean your machine, okay? has to take 1 minute when you have finished one order. You understand? Okay, so don't be so slow. Okay, so that's a long black. For the cold one, we are getting the glass. Okay, we are getting the glass. We put ice, we pour water, espresso on top. You understand? Ice, water, espresso on top. Okay, thank you. So that's the long black. Any question about long black? Any question?
They also asked to put some milk.
It's rare. Because I told you they're looking for the cream, and if you put milk, the cream will not be there. Okay. Okay, so the next cup, it will be cortado. Okay, it will be cortado. So this cortado, it is one of the most sensitive drinks apart from espresso and American and long black. You understand? Cortado is this the next one there. It is also very sensitive, and when you are making cortado, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. You get me, guys? Okay, so for this cortado, it is simply a double shot of espresso. Double shot of espresso, okay, with micro steamed milk. Okay, micro steamed milk. So micro steamed milk simply means milk with no foam. Do you understand? So as per the standard, you are serving it in either 6 ounce cup, okay, or 4 ounce cup. 6 ounce glass, okay, get it for us. 6 ounce glass or 4 ounce cup. You understand? So here, guys, when you talk about the 4 ounce cup, you're talking about this one, okay, and you're talking about the 6 ounce glass, you're talking about this one. You get me?
Yes.
If you talk about the 4 ounce cup, we are talking about this one, and if you're talking about the 6 ounce glass, you're talking about this one. So if at all I'm serving my cortado in a 4 ounce, I'll make it from here and I'll make it full. Okay. If at all I'm serving my cortado in 6 ounce glass, I am not supposed to make it full. It has to stop in 3/4. If you go on an interview and ask you to make cortado and they give you this glass of 6 ounce, please don't make it full. It has to be in 3/4. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't make it full in a 6 ounce glass, and in a 4 ounce, make it full. You understand? Okay. Personally, I prefer making the cortado in a 4 ounce cup, because with the 4 ounce cup, it will give me this exact amount of a cortado. A cortado, it has a ratio of 1:1, meaning the amount of coffee is equivalent to the amount of milk. You understand? And if I make with the glass, it will be difficult for me to beat the ratio of 1:1. You get me?
Yes.
Repeat it.
Okay. If at all you're given to serve cortado in a 6 ounce glass, you're not supposed to make it full. Okay? You have to stop in 3/4. The reason why you are stopping in 3/4 is that cortado is supposed to be served in 4 ounce, whereby in 4 ounce it will be a ratio of 1:1. That the amount of espresso is equivalent to the amount of milk. You understand? So I prefer making it with the 4 ounce cup, because for it will give me the exact ratio. But the cup, it will be difficult for me as a junior barista to find the ratio, to find the exact amount of milk I have to serve in a ratio of 1:1. Do you understand? So it's better I used my 4 ounce, which will give me the exact ratio, than estimating where to stop. You understand? Okay, so you're going to make our cortado, and you're going to make it with a 4 ounce cup. You understand? Yeah? And if at all you asked which cup we are using, tell them the 4 ounce, because it is better. Okay, so this one you're making a double shot of espresso with micro steamed milk. Okay, so before I make my extraction, I first put hot water here, okay, to make my cup warm, and it will help me to keep the temperatures of the espresso. You understand? It helped me to keep the temperatures of the espresso, it helped me to keep the temperatures of the coffee. You understand? Okay. So okay. Your milk. Okay, so here I pour my water, then I put my cup, I tear. Okay, I start time, I start machine. Okay, like yes. Okay. So my double shot of espresso. Okay, double shot of espresso. So I steam my milk. So it has to be microfoam. Okay, so I will start. It is not supposed to be too much hot, okay? So here, I have to remove all the foam, okay? So I will pour my milk up to here, you understand? Up to there. So I mix a bit, then I make my heart. Okay, so this is my cortado, you understand, eh?
Yes.
Okay. So cortado is done, you understand? Can your uncle drink it?
Thank you.
Yeah, drink it, uncle. So you know the taste for cortado. Okay. You understand? So so that's our cortado. You understand? Cortado is only hot. Only hot. Kalikat. Alhamdulillah. So cortado is only hot, guys. You understand? Eh? If you find someone telling it is cold, he's wrong. You understand? Cortado is only hot. Okay. Okay. So drink number 4, which is what we call a piccolo. So a piccolo is the opposite for the cortado. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Piccolo. Okay. So the piccolo is a single shot of espresso. Single shot of espresso with micro steamed milk. Okay, so for this one we are serving it also in a 4 ounce or 6 ounce glass, you understand? But it is the same procedures that when you are serving it in the 4 ounce, we make it full, and when you are serving it in a 6 ounce glass, we are making it 3/4. So the only difference is that cortado is double shot and piccolo is single shot. Guys, whoever you got in an interview, expect that question. The difference between cortado and piccolo.
One is
The cortado is double. Piccolo is single shot.
Thank you so much. So let's make a cortado and see, okay? So cortado. Okay, but let's not be left behind. If you have not understood any cup, tell me, guys. because it's very important. Okay. Okay, so you extract your espresso, single shot, Okay. Okay. So you steam your milk, micro steamed milk, okay? But you're seeing how I'm doing, yeah? So I want you to copy the skills. You understand? Don't be slow. Same. Yeah. The milk is not supposed to be too much hot, okay? Not too much hot. So you also have to reduce it, okay? Up to there, okay? So you mix it well. So this is the cortado, okay? I mean piccolo, okay? So that's your piccolo. You understand? Single shot of espresso, with micro steamed milk, okay? So the take of drawing latte art on those small cups, piccolo and cortado, reduce your milk up to there. You understand? Up to there. Okay, because if at all the milk is too much, it will be difficult for you to balance the cup. You understand? Because if it is too much, it is coming on a fast pace.
Yes.
Okay, so reduce the milk up to there, then it will be easy for you to put the amount of milk you want. You understand? But if it is too much, my friend, it is going to get full. Okay, so you have to balance it and don't get you're going to make katogo. So I think everyone by now is in position of making a cortado and a piccolo, americano, espresso, and long black. Okay. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Another cup. Another cup is what we call a flat white. So you see all the cups now we have done so far. They are the main cups asked on the interviews if you go. You understand? And if someone asks you about those cups, just know this person knows what he's asking about. You understand? So a flat white. A flat white. Okay. So this flat white is also a double shot of espresso. A double shot of espresso with micro steamed milk. Okay, this one is served in 6-ounce glass or 8-ounce cup. Okay. So my friends, here we are talking about this 6-ounce glass and you're talking about this 8-ounce cup. Okay, so here is the confusion. Some people are told to make flat white in the glass. They are making this flat white with foam, which is not good. And another thing, they are making this flat white 3/4. That's a cortado. You understand? And if you are asked to make a cortado and you make it full, you're making a flat white. You understand? So that's the difference. Because both are double shots of espresso with micro-steamed milk, 6 ounce glass.
Those are different.
Both between cottada and
What I'm saying,
flat white.
the doses which is different. Tugende kuwacha
Mbuza mu Luganda. Mm.
Just to wunji we
The amount. The amount, yeah. And this the strength, because cottada is more stronger than flat white.
Yes.
Because if at all you're serving them in a 6 ounce glass both, double shot micro steamed milk, okay? But you're making a flat white full and a cottada 3/4, meaning cottada will be having more strength, so it will be more stronger, okay?
Yes.
So we are serving cotado flat white 6 ounce glass, but cotado not full, flat white full, okay? And as per our standard, if you go at any coffee shop doing an interview, tell them we are doing in 6 ounce glass.
6 ounce glass.
Because for this 8 ounce, you have to make it 3/4. You have to make it 3/4, and it will be difficult for you to get a ratio of 1:2. You understand? It will be difficult for you to find the ratio of 1:2. You understand?
Yeah.
Because the amount of espresso is 1 and the amount of milk is 2. Ofuna soja. Is it? So you have to be vigilant about that, boss. You get, eh? So it's better you tell them you are using the 6 ounce glass and they give you this one, so it will be easier for you to find that ratio. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, but the cup, it's a little bit difficult for us junior baristas.
So sometimes which help us to get the ratio is what about the cup?
The cup, the ounce. Okay, so let's any question about a flat white is only hot, guys. If you find someone having a cold flat white, that means it is a commercial coffee shop. For the specialty ones, we are using only.
Hot.
Thank you so much. So let's make a flat white. Let's make a flat white. Let's make a flat white, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So I hope this lesson is beneficial. Eh? Okay. Always first warm your cup, okay? Always warm the cup first. Because sometimes customers want coffee take away, okay? And if they want it take away, by the time they reach their locations, it will be cold. You understand? So what helps us is first make the paper cup hot. You understand? You put some hot water, eh?
In a paper cup.
Yeah. If it is take away. And also dining, sometimes the customer may want coffee. You know, these locals don't take pictures always. So by the time he finished taking pictures, the coffee is still having its own temperatures. You understand? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Microfoam, okay? And not too much hot. So, as you see, microfoam, then I remove the up foam, okay? Okay, so the foam, you see the foam You see the foam here? Very micro. You understand? So if the foam exceeds that layer, it is not micro. You understand? So it has to be very micro, as you see. You're seeing the amount of foam, bro.
Yes.
Very micro. You understand? If you make this on an interview, you're given a job. You understand? Because they will look for this foam. They will look for that foam, the layer of the foam. You understand? Okay, uncle. Okay. So that's the flat white. You're feeling the taste? How is it?
Very good.
Okay. Cortado. Piccolo. You're tasting as well. Yeah, good to taste. You understand, eh? Good to taste. Okay. Okay. So the next cup is
Flat white is having
after flat white. The next cup is latte. Okay. Cafe latte. Okay. Okay, so cafe latte can either be hot or cold. You understand? It can either be hot or cold. You understand? So this is the big piccolo. You understand? And the piccolo is the small latte. You understand? Okay. So this one you're serving it a single shot of espresso. Single shot of espresso. Okay. Single shot of espresso with micro
foam.
steamed milk. Micro steamed milk. You understand? Okay. So if you told it is hot, single shot and micro steamed milk. You understand? And it is served in either 12-ounce cup or 8-ounce cup. You understand? 8-ounce cup. By name? Raymond Nessie. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Pause it for me. Mopia. Bro, remove this and put it there. Okay. Remove this as well. Okay. Boss, come and sit here. Okay, so cafe latte, we said it is a single shot of espresso, micro steamed milk, 8-ounce cup or 12-ounce cup. You understand? So this is the 12-ounce cup. You understand? And this is the 8-ounce cup. Okay. This is the 12-ounce cup, and this is the 8-ounce cup. Okay. So we are giving it in a single shot with micro steamed milk if it is hot. You understand? If it is hot, micro steamed milk, single shot. You understand? Yeah? But as per our standards here, we are going to be using 8-ounce cup. We are going to be using 8-ounce cup. If you go on any interview and they ask you to make a latte, I tell them as per our standard we are using 8-ounce cup. You understand? Because you're doing specialty coffee, and if at all it goes to 12 ounce, it will be too much diluted. You understand? But 8 ounce, it will keep the ratio of 1:3. You understand? It will keep the ratio of 1:3, meaning the amount of espresso is 1 and the amount of milk is 3. You understand? Okay, so let's make our latte hot and we see how it will be. So first, you warm your cup. You warm your cup with hot water, okay? So you make your extraction of espresso. Here, okay. We already have a single shot here, okay? Let's use this single shot, but in the cafe, don't use it this one. At least use it on cold drinks, okay? But on hot drinks, don't use it. It will be difficult for you to do latte art, and also it roasts already its temperatures. But for us here, we're trying to utilize the coffee beans, you understand? So let's use this single shot of espresso. Okay. So this is my single shot of espresso. So I'll get my milk. Where's the picture? Okay, let's move. Okay, so it is supposed to be micro steamed milk. Micro steamed milk. So micro simply means less, okay? So it is not supposed to be having foam, less foam, okay? Okay, don't heat the milk too much, okay? Because if you heat it much, it will lose, it will burn the flavors in the
Coffee.
espresso. You understand, Okay. So to make a latte art. Okay, so this is your latte. Okay, so that's your latte. Okay, so single shot of espresso with micro steamed milk. Are we together, Bella? Okay, so that's a latte. So for the cold one, we said you're not going to make coldies, okay? So for the cold one, you get your glass. Okay? You put ice, 60 grams of ice, okay? You put 60 grams of ice. Then you pour milk up to here and leave provision for espresso. You understand? So you pour milk up to here, then you pour espresso on top.
I beg your pardon.
I said, for the cold one, we are putting ice first, milk up to here, okay? Then you pour espresso on top. Single shot, as I told you, single shot of espresso with milk, okay? Latte is single shot, flat white double, cortado double, piccolo single. I told you, latte is the big piccolo, and piccolo is the small latte. You understand? Okay. So everyone is in position of making a latte. Okay. Okay, pass me a tissue. Okay. Okay, so the next cup is, as per your notes, in the next cup is
The next cup is cappuccino.
okay, cappuccino. So if you go on interviews, expect this question: what is the difference between cappuccino and latte? Do you understand?
Yes.
Cappuccino and latte. So for cappuccino, it's a double shot of espresso. Cappuccino is a double shot of espresso with full foam steamed milk served in 8-ounce cups. Okay, so this one, it is full foam compared to that of latte. You understand? So this one is having more foam compared to that of the latte, and for it is a double shot. Remember, the latte is single shot.
Yeah.
This one is double,
Sure.
and this one, it is having too much foam. You understand? So the ratio is 1:1. The ratio is 1:1.5. You understand? Meaning, you have espresso 1, milk 1, and 5 for foam.
Foam.
You understand?
Yeah.
Tulifena. Okay. So the cappuccino in specialty coffee, it is only hot. It is only hot. Raymond, just be together. Pola inshallah. Just be long. So the cappuccino is only hot. You get, yeah? Whoever in commercial coffee they are doing it cold, but here in specialty they are doing it only hot. Okay, so let's see how to make a cappuccino. Okay, so first you have to make your cup warm. Then you get your double shot of espresso. You get your double shot of espresso. Okay. Okay, the peach and the milk. Okay. Okay. Zach, are you milk? Okay. So you steam your milk full form, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's your cappuccino, uncle. Sorry. So that's the cappuccino. You understand? It has to be having foam on a double shot. Okay? Tulikiria uncle. Okay. Barakallahu fikum. Okay, so everyone is in position of making a cappuccino, and everyone cannot fail an interview and told you to make a cappuccino also. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's the cappuccino. Kalikata ka cappuccino.
I'm used to the other one, latte.
Okay. You're used to the latte. Okay. Okay, so cappuccino is stronger than latte. Okay. So can I ask you something, Mr. Zach?
Yes.
No, I'll pass it to Pablo.
Why?
Okay, Pablo. Auntie to the one. So Pablo, between cappuccino and flat white, which is stronger?
Cappuccino and flat white. Cappuccino.
Why?
Double shot.
What about flat white? That we call it my check 1 2. Toliko. Eva, between cappuccino and flat white, which is stronger? Cappuccino. Why?
Cappuccino is double.
and flat white. Yeah, I can be tack. Okay. Bossman, between you, Samuel, between cappuccino and flat white, which is stronger?
Between cappuccino and flat white.
Uncle, I'm in class.
Flat white.
Flat white is stronger. Why?
Because flat white is served in 6 ounce cup and the cappuccino is served in 8 ounce cup. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Welcome,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Yeah, because this guy is seated just close to me here, and she's also there. You understand? But they cannot differentiate between cappuccino and flat white. Okay? So, okay, let's go back to cappuccino and flat white. Cappuccino is served in 8 ounce, and pass me the glass. Where is it? So cappuccino is served in a 8 ounce cup and flat white is served in a 6 ounce glass. Okay, so this one is double shot and this one is double shot. This one is 6, this one is
8.
which one will be more diluted?
8.
So which one will be more concentrated?
6.
Concentration comes with what? Strength. Strength is being strong. Thank you, boss man. Okay, so cup number 9, is it mocha? Okay, mocha. So mocha, others call it mochaccino. You understand? And they are true because mocha is simply cappuccino with chocolate. Cappuccino with chocolate. Okay, so when you're making mocha, we are getting our double shot of espresso. Double shot espresso. Okay, then because mocha can either be hot or cold. Yeah, so let's see the hot one. Okay, so with steamed milk, steamed. So the double shot of espresso is mixed with chocolate. You understand? So we can either use chocolate balls, we can use chocolate syrup, we can use chocolate powder. You understand? Any we have, it is what we use. Pass me the chocolate syrup. Okay, so this is the chocolate. Okay, pass me this one. So this is the chocolate syrup, okay? The chocolate syrup, okay? So this chocolate syrup, we mix it with our double shot of espresso. But how much do we put? So this one, you ask the customer if they want more chocolate or less chocolate. You understand? But as per our standard here, we are using only 20 grams of chocolate or 20 milliliters of chocolate. So you get your double shot of espresso in 8 ounce cup. In 8 ounce cup, okay, this one. So you put your double shot of espresso, then you put 20 grams of chocolate syrup. You mix them well, okay? You mix them well. Then you steam your milk and roll it at. That's what we call a hot mocha. That's what we call. Let's do it. So let's make a hot mocha. So as I told you, first warm your cup, okay? So we have the cup warmer, but it may not be enough, okay? So put hot water to ease the things, okay? Okay, double shot of espresso, chocolate syrup, and steamed milk. So remember, one day we posted the question that what are the components of mocha. So the components, what they mean is what makes up mocha. Okay, so what makes up mocha, it is simply chocolate, espresso, and milk. You get, yeah? Okay. Kaksuseko? Let us see. Bring it, I show you. Open the lid. Okay. Okay, you put your milk, okay. So you have ever worked for 2 years and you cannot open a syrup. Okay. So pass me the bar spoon. Okay. So here I put my 25 grams. Okay, 20. Okay. So I mix it very well. Then I steam my milk. Some customers want it with sugar, okay? So you also put the sugar circuits in the espresso, then you mix, okay?
Okay.
Sugar circuits, yeah? Like 2 or 1, you ask them, okay?
What if I use sugar syrup?
Sugar syrup is good with the coldies, okay? Yeah. Okay.
Then you do your add.
Okay. Another nanywa. Oh no. So this is what we call a mocha. Okay. So that's the mocha. Double chocolate, double espresso, chocolate. So you can either serve it also with a single shot, okay? That is, if you ask the customer if they want it, if you ask the customer, do you want less espresso, more chocolate, or more chocolate? Less espresso, more chocolate, or less chocolate, more espresso? You understand? Yeah, you want it strong or not strong? Strong, you go for a double shot. Not strong, you go for a single shot. You understand? Yeah.
So you also reduce on the grams of chocolate?
Hmm?
You also reduce on the grams of chocolate or?
20 as per the standard. Our standard here. If you find a coffee shop, its standard is 15 for their standard. Okay? How is it, sir, with 20 grams?
It is sweet compared to.
Okay. Okay, boss. Okay, so if at all it is cold, so we put everything in the shaker. We put everything in the shaker, okay? So we put our double shot here, our chocolate here, our milk here, and our ice. Then we shake it well because we need the foam, okay? We need the foam because it's a mochaccino. You understand? So you shake it. Cha, 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 cha.
Then what I'm asking, do we use ice balls or ice cubes?
On what?
That
Ice balls or ice chunks?
Yeah, they can ask you.
So long as ice.
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 Ice, yeah.
But now after shaking, you put in your serving cup.
Yeah, in your glass.
Glass.
You understand? Yeah, we shall make all this later, eh? Yeah, not today. But we shall make also all this, okay? But not today. Because the video will be too much long, okay? Yeah. So, basically, let's focus on the hot ones. Because it will be rare for you to go on an interview and ask you to make the cold one. Okay. So, Beta Koli, are you there? Okay. So, the next cup is Spanish latte. So this is the the best selling on most of the coffee shops, Spanish latte. So Spanish latte can be either single shot or double shot, but here our standard it is double shot. It is double shot. So Spanish latte can either be hot or cold. It can either be hot or cold. You understand? But we are going to make the hot one. Okay. So with the hot Spanish latte, we are making a double shot of espresso. Okay. So double shot of espresso with micro steamed milk. Micro steamed milk plus condensed milk. The condensed milk you are putting 25 grams. You understand? So what are the serving procedures? You get your cup, okay? So you put your double shot here, okay? Then you get your pitcher. Okay? Uncle, go Babmani, Babaka. Okay, give me one stool. Come and sit here. Okay, so with the Spanish latte, I said you get your 8-ounce cup. Okay, you put your double shot here. Then after, you put your milk in the pitcher. You put condensed in the milk, 25 grams. So you still mix once. However, some baristas are putting condensed in the espresso and they mix. I disagree with it. Reason being, this espresso will be difficult for you to do latte art on it, and still it will lose the temperatures. You understand? Because we're keeping condensed milk in the chiller. You understand? So it is really cold. So if you mix it with espresso is losing its temperatures of what and of what to what? The temperatures of espresso.
55 to 65.
To say. The temperatures for espresso, Eva. Zaka, 91 to 92 degrees Celsius. Okay, so so let's make a Spanish latte. Okay. Okay. Bring the condensed milk. So you put your condensed here, okay. Test the condensed and see what you're doing. Test the condensed and make. Okay. So you steam your milk. Not too much hot. Okay. Okay.
Now for
Spanish.
Spanish latte, that is, this condensed milk, you mix it with the milk, then you
Steam. I did it when you guys are conversing there, and I'll not repeat it. Okay, so after. Okay. So, Spanish latte. Then when it is cold, you get your glass. Okay. You put your ice. Okay, 60 grams. As I told you, every cold day we are putting 60 grams. Okay, 60 grams ice. Then you pour milk up to here. Okay. So if at all you have a backup of Spanish latte, I mean of Spanish milk, just pour milk and pour espresso on top. If at all you don't have backup and you have, as we're doing here, okay, as we are doing, so you pour your milk up to here, then you put your condensed and pour espresso on top.
The milk is measured, we just pour.
Just about fill the glass, because sometimes the glass may not be of this capacity. Okay, so you just put up to here and then leave provision for espresso and
so
condensed.
when you don't have backup milk, after putting all you mix,
Don't mix. They will mix for themselves.
Okay.
Because for us, we are finding layers. Milk up to here, condensed, and espresso on top. Because if you mix, it will not be good to take a picture. You understand, eh? Okay. Is there any question about Spanish latte hot? Any question about Spanish latte hot? No, eh? Okay. Hot Spanish latte. Okay. So, next cup is caramel latte. Caramel, eh?
How about the ice?
Eh? Ask, no problem.
The iced Spanish latte is the cold one.
Yeah. Bella.
I have because
Eh.
you know did the interview online.
Mm.
I'm requesting this.
Oh. Iced. Okay. Iced is cold. Iced is cold. Okay. So caramel latte. So the caramel latte is also a double shot of espresso. It can be double or single, but here we're using double. Eh? Okay. Double shot espresso. So with if it is hot, yeah, because it can be hot or cold. Okay. So if it is hot, with steamed milk, okay, and still we are putting caramel syrup in the espresso. You understand? Double shot of espresso with caramel syrup. Okay. So meaning we shall get our double shot of espresso in the 8 ounce cup. Okay, then we put our
Caramel syrup we put as in like
okay, so caramel syrup we put 20 as well.
20 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There you said that 20 is double or single.
Yeah, it can either be double or single, but here we are using a standard. No. I said here we are using a standard of double shot. Every coffee shop, it has its own standard. You understand? So sometimes a customer may ask for non-strong, so you go for a single shot. But a standard is a standard, okay? And if at all it is a single shot as per the standard for the cafe, and the customer wants a double shot, the customer will pay for the extra shot. You understand? That's why I'm always saying standard. You understand? Because you have to follow standards for the cafe. So your standard now for the cafe you have been working for. Which cafe have you been working for, Beda? Which cafe have you been working for, boss? Typical cafe. As for their standard for typical cafe, they have been using a double shot of espresso. You understand? Okay, boss. Which cafe have you been working for?
Labadan.
Okay, for their Labadan, they have been using a double shot of espresso on caramel syrup, on caramel latte. You understand, eh? Okay. Okay, so you get your double shot of espresso in the 8 ounce cup. Okay, double shot of espresso. Then you mix 20 ml of caramel syrup. Then you steam your milk and draw a nice latte art. Amfuna soja. Okay. So let's try it out.
Shemuza.
Yes, sir.
Caramel
Caramel syrup is what?
20 milliliters. You put in the cup.
In the condensed. That's why you see here. Okay. I mean, in the espresso.
In the espresso.
Yeah. Only Spanish latte, only condensed milk is the one we mix with milk. Only condensed milk is the one we mix with milk. I'm seeing other cafes, other baristas, they're doing it, they're mixing it with milk. It is not good at all. First of all, this is my picture, okay? If I put my milk here and I put caramel and I steam, okay? I'm already burning the sugars in the caramel.
Yes.
You understand? Another thing, the amount of caramel I need to be in my cup, it is not the same amount that will be there after being steamed. You understand? Because I leave some milk here, and milk is contained in my caramel. You get me? So better I mix it with espresso. Okay? Put milk. So you first warm your cup. I did it already. So you get your double shot of espresso. Sorry. Okay. Okay, get the caramel, I told you to put milk. So I get my double shot of espresso. Okay, so I put my caramel 25 ml, 20 ml. Okay, so this is my caramel, as you see, caramel syrup. Okay, so I put 20 ml here. Okay, then I mix it well. know the standard of milk yet. Okay, then I steam my milk. Then I draw my latte art. Okay, who hasn't tested yet? Okay. Okay, so that's a caramel latte. Okay, caramel latte. Okay, so immediately you finish making any order, clean. Okay, clean the portafilter, clean the group head. Okay, so you're not going to make rose latte because rose syrup, we failed to get it. We shall make macchiato. We shall make macchiato. 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 Okay, rose latte. So rose latte, also it's a double shot or single shot, okay? But our standard here it is double shot, okay? So it's double shot of espresso, then with steamed milk. Steamed milk. So in the double shot of espresso, you put rose syrup. You put rose syrup. You put 20 ml, okay? And you mix it well, okay? So in the milk, you put condensed. Okay. Also you put 20. You understand? So you put your rose syrup in the espresso and you mix it well. So
So you mean the differences between these?
Most of the time, first wait I finish, because you're confusing others. You know, most of the time when you ask questions, when they are training you, you're not understanding anything. You understand? Because also you're confusing the teacher himself. I'll take it, uncle. So you get the double shot of espresso, you mix it with rose syrup. So in the milk, you mix with condensed. Okay? So that's what we call a rose latte. You understand? The only difference with Spanish that this one it is having rose. You understand? Others are making it without condensed, but it is not good in taste. You get? So what was your question? Okay, ask bro.
Like rose, caramel, all the differences that
Caramel.
You put caramel syrup, and here you put rose
Okay,
syrup.
so all the lattes, all the lattes, they can be flavored. Latte can be flavored, okay? So it can either be rose latte, caramel latte, Spanish latte, hazelnut latte, vanilla latte, salted caramel latte, what else? There are many lattes, but the only difference is that they put those syrups. You understand?
Okay, so
yeah.
So what I was like asking, if it's all about the customer. If he comes saying that I want like rose, same procedure as if you're making Spanish, but the difference is that there you put rose.
Yeah. But for caramel, you don't put Spanish.
Yeah.
For hazelnut, you don't put Spanish. For vanilla, you don't put Spanish. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Let's take it the anchor. You understand? So there are many lattes. Okay? There are very many lattes. So it's only when it is flavored and it is vanilla, hazelnut. You understand? Okay. Yeah. But if at all it is not in the cafe menu and the customer asks for it, check with the head barista or check with the one in charge that is it okay I serve it or no. Because you may be having vanilla syrup in the cafe, you understand, but it is not on the menu.
Yeah.
Okay? But you have it and the customer wants vanilla latte. Okay? Ask the head barista, is it okay I serve it or not okay? You understand? Because sometimes we are following the cost units. Everything is balanced in the inventory. You understand? So you may serve something which is not allowed to be served, which is not on the menu. If at all the cafe standards tell you not to serve it, don't serve. Tell them it's not allowed. You only have those on the menu. Okay? So macchiato. Okay? So macchiato is simply double shot of espresso. Double shot of espresso, okay? So with foam, 2 scoops. With the foam, 2 scoops. Okay? Macchiato is double shot of espresso with foam, 2 scoops. You understand? We are serving it in a 4-ounce cup. 4 ounce. Okay? So here we shall get our 4-ounce cup. We put a double shot of espresso here. Then we steam our milk. We only remove foam, 2 scoops. That's what we call a macchiato.
2 scoops from our only foam.
Only foam. Let's do it. Yeah. No, not msheka. Not msheka. But tudira netumuteka mu glass nga twagambye. Wali eri ku Spanish. Asege. Yeah. Asegede. So kanteka mu ka condensed wansi, netuwamu rose, okay? Netukatabula. Nekakola pink color. So netutekamu ice, netuwamu amata, then netuwaka espresso kungulu. Okay. Tujja bikola, eh? So this one you have to steam it when it is having foam, eh? So double shot of espresso. Stuka. Double shot of espresso, okay? Then you get 2 scoops of foam.
That is macchiato.
Then you serve. So that is the strongest coffee cup with milk.
The strongest.
Yeah, coffee cup with milk. It's a macchiato. You understand, huh?
Then what is the weakest?
Latte. It is latte. Okay, thank you so much. So just stopping the camera.